guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Maddie. If you're new here, welcome. Today I'm going to be going over my 2021 planner setup. I've always used an A5 planner. I do use a pocket as well, but this is my everyday. I work from home, so it's pretty easy for me to keep up with this because I just keep it at my desk, and I just once I clock in for the day, I fill it out and it's right at the desk, and all of my inserts and everything to archive them is right there. So it's pretty easy to keep up with it. Before I get started, I did want to mention I have been using this planner for a month now. This is from Lotus. They just started selling A5 and personal size leather agendas, and they are quite similar to the cloth and paper ones, but I don't want to compare them because they are different. Well, I just did, but I don't know. I want to say I like the cloth and paper planners, but they just have not held up for me at all. And I mean, I'm kind of rough with my planners, but I definitely recommend all their other products. But this is Lotus, and it is very similar, I'd say, but it is beautiful, and it is, I will say, because I said it was pretty similar to the like one of the GMs, the Louis Vuittons, but I wouldn't say that honestly, because once you do fill it up with inserts, it is pretty stuff. So it does hold a lot, and I'm really happy with this purchase, and I'm definitely going to be keeping this one around. So let's just get into the setup now. So over here, I just have an appointment card with an appointment coming up. I have this from a shop I can't remember, but it just has planner sizes. So I'm always looking for my reference key. So I just like to keep extras in here because I can never remember the planner sizes. And then I just have some more stickers. These are just ones that I'm trying to get rid of right now. So I always just keep like those the most accessible. And then I made this little task card with all the sizes of the planners that I sell in my shop. I thought it was cute, so I just did it anyway. And then I ordered this from an Etsy shop, and I really liked it because it was clear. Like, I really want a clear one that's like acetate, but this is like thin acetate. This is not even like vellum thick. Like, I tried using it and it just does not work. So I figure I'm just going to keep it in here because it doesn't take up much space. So it's just so flimsy, very hard to use. Okay, then over here we have my dashboard. These two vellum sheets, this one's kind of clipped together. I have the Infinite Lotus vellum dashboard, and then I have their yearly year at a glance, I guess you would call this one. And I always use a little tiny page flag to move. If I'm looking for a day, I know exactly where to look. Let's put this guy back. We get into my actual planner. I usually keep like cards and stuff over here, but I just don't know what I want to do yet, so I just didn't want to crowd the space. And as you can see, my planner's quite full. So this is from Elmon Paper Co. I'm going to try to link everything. I just really like her colors. They're all kind of they're like really pretty. They're neutral, but then she adds some like little bit of pink there, and I just love that look so much. So I get into my inbox section. In this section over here is just usually reminders or a waiting for list. So this is my waiting for list right now, and then these are things that I lost since our house, like, we don't really have a house right now and we're staying with my boyfriend's parents. I lost a couple important things, like the title for our van, but I know I have it, I just don't know where it is. So I made a note of everything that like is important, but like my AirPods, I lost those. They turned out to be in my computer case, so that's nice. Yeah, I didn't have them for like an entire month because I didn't know where they were. Anyway, inbox section, I just keep, these are usually like weekly to-dos that I like to keep at the bottom here. And this is a tutorial from Cloth and Paper. These are both cloth and paper sticky notes. Actually, all these are cloth and paper. And then I always have like an inbox. I always keep a couple here because I constantly use these like throughout the day. Oh, I didn't even tell you. So this is like my running list of like non-important things to do. So I just grab like a memo sheet and I just stick it here because it's just really easy for me to like open up my planner and just see if there's anything that I can get done if I have like a little bit of downtime. And then over here, these are things that randomly pop into my head that I need to do at some point, or I need to schedule into my planner. Or if I think of like another action step for a project, I'll put it here just because it's really quick and easy and it's easy to replace. And then I will add it to the project that it goes to, or to the week it goes to. And then on this sheet, this here, this is like a running list of things that don't have any specific time. So I guess it's not like any different than this, except this one I keep for a month. And then this is usually like within the week I get done, if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head, but anyway, so that's kind of how that, like, this is a random thing I thought of, like Google Forms for a course launch. So that's going to be added to like a project later. Yeah, that's kind of like the GT method too. I talk about that a lot. Okay, anyway, I'm getting into my dividers. These are the glass dividers. I love these. And then this is a pocket from May Paper Co. And I just have I use these in my weekly section all the time. And then I just have a little daily routine thing. I'm gonna redo that. I just stuck it in here for now. And then this has the, if you can tell, this is from Elmont Paper Co. I think it was a freebie. These are the holidays. And then on the back, we have this cute little, I got this with a memo pad from Cloth and Paper. And this is just a cute thing from Cloth and Paper as well. I love that they've been doing this. Honestly, I would buy them if they sold the whole year, because that's amazing. That would be amazing. Okay, and then over here, I just created this on Canva. This is just my planning routine. I've explained this already before, but I just kind of implement multiple systems and I just added it all to one. So I kind of consolidated it and I just made it to where it makes sense for me. I made this a freebie in case anybody's curious to print it and kind of, take some of these and add it to your own system, however you want to do that. But this is kind of catered to what I think makes sense to me and what I need for my planning routine. So I have daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and quarterly, biannually, annually, and as needed. So, and then we get into my quarterly overview, and these are the 3-month on one page, and I just have some other notes that I need to plan this out. I need to plan those out. And then this is the quarterly overview. So I usually put any like doctor's appointments on here, any deadlines, anything like that pretty much. So I do need to update this, but deadlines. I don't really put birthdays or like holidays on here, but and I don't really plan that too far in advance, but these are from Elmont Paper Co. I love them. And then we get into my monthly overviews, and these are from Infinite Lotus. I've been using these for about 1.5 years now. Up here you have your 4 priorities, and sometimes I don't have 4 priorities, so I just put 1. And then I kind of just list out all of the things that are going on this month, and then in this section I highlight anything that I want to stand out, and then I kind of like do some tracking on here. So things that have happened, I kind of added it to here, and I don't usually write on the insert until it has happened, just so, because things do change, and I don't really like, I would have to rewrite the entire insert because I cannot scratch it out. It's ridiculous. But and then on the back, I usually categorize my projects on the back. I do want to go back and update this a little bit so I can have that tracked of everything I got done, because I got a little more done than that. And then these are from Plan My Way, and this is February, and I need to go back and start planning out February since it's like already a week in. And then I just have a couple things to do, and yeah, I guess I highlighted a couple dates, and then I only have 6 months of these in here for now. I did have the full year because I was kind of planning that, but then I just realized that it was just really pointless at that time. So then we get into my weeklies, and these are the weekly overviews from Infinite Lotus. I love these, and I have the full year of dated inserts. So you have your Monday through Sunday over here, and then you have a task list, you have priorities, and then you have memo at the bottom. I usually put like long, or if I'm waiting for something that I know will come in that week or should come in that week, I'll put like waiting for down here. I usually just put like my work tasks in this section, and then I'll put errands down here. And then I always put like my main focuses, obviously, and then I just schedule in all of my stuff. So it's pretty simple. And then I do a little bit of highlighting. I try not to decorate too much just because it does distract me. So I usually keep about 6 months of these inserts in here, and I always keep these, the full year of these in here, and then I keep 6 months of these. And then for my weekly overviews, I usually keep a quarter. So I have January, I think I actually have a little extra than a quarter right here, but I usually have January, February, and March, and then I'll switch out that quarter for the next one, and so on. And I kind of like highlight my boyfriend's work days there, so I don't have to keep rewriting it. I did that last year, and it was just like, it just got messy. So I really like the clean look of that. And then, yeah, so this is like looking at them blank. And yeah, I have a little more, oh, I have all the way up until May. But anyway, the list section, this is really just my weeklies, my other weeklies, I should say. So this is like more forward planning, all of this kind of stuff. And then over here, this is kind of what I get into when I'm planning the week of. So we have the weekly categories, and I have these dated as well. And I only keep a month's worth of inserts in here. And so I usually do like important up here, and then I usually use this for my vlog or YouTube. This is my Etsy business, and then I have personal. So I usually do like cleaning tasks or sometimes errands, but I usually put errands over here. Anything that I have to be at, I'll put over here, even if it goes with one of the other ones. Just anything that's important. So I always look at this first, and then I kind of and this is, so I pre-planned this on Sundays, and then I'll show you how, I'll just give me a second. So I'll just show you how these are turned out. And then, and this is, so it's Monday through Sunday, and this one is Monday through Sunday as well. So I pre-plan this on Sundays, everything on here, and then I will check it off during the week, just everything that I kind of want to get done. This separates the weekly overviews, because this is kind of everything that needs to get done. So I put like birthdays, or like my brother called me, so I just like to refer back to that. But this is more like projects and stuff that I want to get done, but it's not going to kill me if it doesn't. But like, say my doctor's appointment, I mean, it's not going to kill me, but you get the gist. I don't really, and I will put my doctor's appointment over here, but my weekly overviews are really forward planning and the main stuff that need to get done. And then this is kind of where I kind of try to time all of the stuff I want to get done out. And then this layout, since you have all this grid space over here, we usually plan out each of these per day. So I'll just like plan out Monday, and I will refer back to this. And then if I have any notes, which I always am taking notes, so I love this layout. And yeah, I really like this system for me. I don't know why or when I started doing it, but it just makes sense to pre-plan over here, and then here is like what I actually get done, if that makes sense. And I'm always needing notes, so this is like a perfect insert for if you're working at your desk, because then you don't have to have an extra notebook with you. You can just write it down here. So I love it, and it's super, super fine grid, which is awesome. And this is how it looks without anything filled out. So you have a ton of grid space, and you can really just like, if you want to brain dump, or if you just want to prioritize everything, or if you're literally just taking notes from a Skillshare class, you can just do that over here. And then over here, you have a ton of room to plan out your day, which I'm still trying to figure out this insert because I usually like using lines, but I still love it. And then we get into my, so my dailies are in here too, actually. So we have the full year of 2021 inserts, and I always keep a month of dailies in here. So I'll just kind of flip through them. So I usually will write down my main priorities, and then sometimes I just brain dump on the to-do list, even if it's not something I have to get done. Sometimes I just brain dump right here just so I have it for the day. And then there's usually something that happens during the day, and this is like the perfect amount of space for notes. And I just put like or memo or whatever. And then, but once I do my brain dump and then I see what I need to get done for the day, that's when I plug in my schedule. So I'll plug in like when I need to get into the office, when I want to take a lunch break and finish projects and whatever. But it's usually different every day just because I do work from home, so I can switch it up as much as I want. But it's usually just whatever is easiest for me at the time. And then this is how they look without any writing on them. So there's a ton of space. These are the spaces of the new version of these are a little bigger between, which I do actually kind of like. I didn't like it at first, but honestly, I don't need that much writing space as I thought I was for every day. But so far I have been liking the dated inserts, just because sometimes when I don't have a lot to write, I just memory plan, and I'm not very good with my actual memory planner. So it's really nice that I can just do it on these and it's done because it's kind of a chore. And then we get into my projects, and this is just like my work and YouTube section. They kind of go together, but they don't at the same time. So I'm still trying to figure out how to split that up. But I just have this cover page right here to kind of cover any sensitive information. And I don't want to show anything really, but I always have like another little planner size reference. And then these are just kind of some work stuff. Anyway, I always write like my to-dos for like current work stuff that needs to get done on this. And then on the back over here, we just have my weekly work outline, and I just created this on Canva. I just have like a checklist just because I do work from home. I just like to have a checklist just to keep, even if I don't get everything done for that day, if I'm checking off a couple of these a day, then I'm staying on top of things. And like grid paper, and then I can't really show you the rest of what's in here. And then I just have some note paper. And then we get into my finance section, and so I usually write like my to-buys on here just because I'm always thinking of stuff to buy, like that sounds bad, but like food-wise, like I'm always thinking. And so I always just stick a list right here or a sticky note. And this is actually a to-buy thing that isn't super, like I just need to buy checks for my new checking account, but I still have checks for my old one, so not super time sensitive. And then I have a finance to-do list right here. And then right now I'm just filling out this bill tracker, but once I track everything and I know exactly what's coming out of my account, it's from Elmon Paper Co. It's a bill tracker, so you have like 4 sections here, which you can just kind of like monthly, quarterly, annually, and then you open it up, and then you have like your bill here, when it's due, budgeted amount, actual amount, auto, which I love because some of mine are auto, obviously some aren't, and then paid from. I love that too because I have multiple accounts that they come out of, and then you have January through December, and you can just check it off when it's done. And then you have a little notes section right here. So this is a great insert if you're looking for something for finance related. This is I really do like this bills tracker, but this one just gets a little more detail that I need. Because I would be like writing on the sides over here, and I don't know, it just looks a little messy. So I love, love, love this insert. I'm excited to use it. And then I just have a projected cash flow, just some resale trackers, and then my expenses. And then I just want to show you, and then I have my business expenses. This is the monthly income tracker. This is that Maddie Plans collaboration, and I love this because I have been an entrepreneur for a while now, especially just, I don't know, like side jobs. And this is so if you have like a bunch of side jobs, or if you're selling stuff on the marketplace, this is great to have, even if you don't do it full time, just to be able to track your income, and it looks super pretty. So you have like deposit date, you can track your little like deposits here, and then you have your income source here, and then the amount, and then you have total at the bottom. And then after the year, you have this financial review to fill out, and you have total income, bills, business expenses, other expenses, start balance, end balance. And then you have like your highest income, highest expense, lowest expense, and notes. And it just really gives you a good view. And last but not least, we have this page lifter, and I just stuck some sticky notes on it, and then I have this really good page lifter. And then back here I just keep stickers, and then I have more stickers. So, and then I just kind of like this back here because it's actually easier to grab these stickers, because I don't know why, it just like slides easier, but it's just a piece of vellum. And then, yeah, this is just a journaling card, and then my little business cards. So I just like to keep those right here. But yeah, that's my setup. If you guys have questions, just let me know in the comments or message me on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.